6. 4. Mughals and Afghans 28. 5. Marathas 6. 6. India in late 18th century 9. 7. Advent of Europeans 9. 8. Economic, social life, architecture and religious beliefs 14 9. Important medieval personalities 5 background. The period from 1000 to 1200 saw rapid changes both in West and Central Asia and in North India. These developments led to the incursion of the Turks into northern India towards the end of the period. Towards the end of the 9th century, Transoxiana, Khorasan and parts of Iran were being ruled by the Samanids who were Iranians by the descent. Among the Samanid governors was a Turkish slave, Alabdin, who established an independent kingdom with its capital at Ghazni. The Samanid kingdom soon ended and the Ghaznavids took over the task of defending the Islamic lands from the Central Asian tribesmen. At this time, Mahmud ascended the throne 998-1030 at Ghazni. His most daring raids were against Kannauj in 1018 and against Somnath in Gujarat in 1025. Following the death of Mahmud, a powerful empire, the Seljuk Empire came into being. The Seljuk Empire included Syria, Iran and Transoxiana and contended with the Ghaznavids for the control of the Khorasan. Towards the middle of the 12th century, two new powers rose to prominence, the Khwarezmi Empire based on Iran and the Ghurid Empire based on Ghur in northwest Afghanistan. In 1173, Shahabuddin Muhammad, also known as Muzuddin Muhammad bin Sam or Muhammad Ghori, ascended the throne at Ghazni. Battle of Tarain, battle between Muhammad Ghori and Prithviraj, second battle of Tarain, 1192, it is considered as one of the turning points in history. 1. Mamluk dynasty. After Tarain, Muzuddin returned to Ghazni, leaving the affairs in India in the hands of his trusted slave Kutubuddin Aibak. 2. Mamluk dynasty, slave dynasty. Founder, Kutubuddin Aibak. He was a Turkish slave who had played an important part in the expansion of the Turkish Sultanate in India after the Battle of Tarain. Another slave of Muzuddin, Yildiz succeeded at Ghazni. He came to claim to rule over Delhi as well. This was not accepted by Aibak and from this time, the Delhi Sultanate severed its link with Ghazni. In 1210, Aibak died of injuries received in a fall from his horse while playing Chaugan polo. He was succeeded by Iltutmish who was the son-in-law of Aibak. 3. Iltutmish 121,036. Iltutmish had to fight and defeat the son of Aibak. Thus the principle of heredity, of son succeeding his father, was checked at the outset. Iltutmish is regarded as the real consolidator of the Turkish conquests in North India. Background: Ali Manam Khan had declared himself the king of Bengal and Bihar. Kubacha, a fellow slave of Aibak, had declared himself an independent ruler of Multan and seized Lahore and parts of the Punjab. 4. Mamluk dynasty. At first, even some of the fellow officers of Iltutmish near Delhi were reluctant to accept his authority. Rajputs also took advantage of the situation to assert their independence. Thus, Kalinjar, Gwalior and the entire eastern Rajasthan, including Ajmer and Bayana, threw off the Turkish yoke. How he consolidated. A danger to his position arose with the conquest of Ghazni by Khwarezm Shah. It was the most powerful state in Central Asia at that time. But in 1220, the Khwarezmi Empire was destroyed by the Mongols. Iltutmish also ousted Kubacha from Multan and Uj. The frontiers of the Delhi Sultanate reached up to Indus once again. In Bengal and Bihar, a person called Rivaz who had taken the title of Sultan Ghiyasuddin had assumed independence, but in 1226-27, he was defeated and killed in a battle with Iltutmish's son near Lakhnauti. Iltutmish also took steps to recover Gwalior and Bayana. Ajmer and Nagaur remained under his control. He sent expeditions against Ranthambore and Jalore to reassert his suzerainty. He also sent an expedition against the Chalukyas of Gujarat, but it was repulsed with losses. 5. Razia 1236-39. During his last years, Iltutmish was worried over the problem of succession. He considered none of his sons to be worthy of throne. After consideration, he finally decided to nominate his daughter, Razia, to the throne and induced the nobles and the theologians, Alemak, to agree to the nomination. In order to assert her claim, she had to contend against her brothers as well as against powerful Turkish nobles. 6. Mamluk dynasty. Her rule had a number of interesting features. It marked the beginning of a struggle for power between the Turkish chiefs, sometimes called the 40 or the Chahalgani. Her attempt to create a party of nobles loyal to her and raise non-Turks to high office led to opposition. Rebellions broke out at Lahore and Sirhind. She personally led an expedition and on the way to Sirhind. Razia imprisoned at Tabarinda. However, Razia won over her captor, Altunia, and after marrying him made a renewed attempt on Delhi, which she was defeated and killed in fight with bandits. 7. Era of Balban 1246-87. The struggle between the monarchy and the Turkish chiefs continued, till one of the Turkish chiefs, Ulugh Khan, known by the title of Balban, gradually arrogated all power to himself and finally ascended the throne in 1265. He took up the title of Zilla Ilahi, Shadow of God. Background. He held the position of Naib or deputy to Nasiruddin Mahmud, younger son of Iltutmish. The growing authority of Balban alienated many of the Turkish chiefs who had hoped to influence in the affairs of the government since Nasiruddin Mahmud was young and inexperienced. They, therefore, hatched a conspiracy 1250 and ousted Balban from his position. Balban was replaced by Ahmaduddin Rehan. Balban agreed to step aside, but he continued to build his own group. 8. Mamluk dynasty. Ultimately, Sultan Mahmud bowed to the superior strength of Balban's group and dismissed Rehan. After some time, Rehan was defeated and killed in 1265. Characteristics. Balban was not prepared to share power with anyone, not even with members of his own family. He even poisoned his cousin, Sher Khan, to achieve his goal. He also organized a strong centralized army, both to deal with internal disturbances and to repel the Mongols who had entrenched themselves in the Punjab and posed a serious danger to the Delhi Sultanate. For the purpose, he reorganized the military department, Diwan Ayars. The law and order situation in the area around Delhi and the Doab had deteriorated. To deal with these elements, Balban adopted a policy of blood and iron. To emphasize that nobles were not his equals, he insisted on the ceremony of Sijada and Pabos, prostration and kissing the monarch's feet. These and many other ceremonies which he copied were Iranian in origin and were considered un-Islamic. Balban died in 1286. 9. Mamluk dynasty. Question 1. Q. Assertion A. At first, the Turkish administration in India was essentially militarism. R. The country was parceled out as it is. Among leading military leaders, select the correct answer using the code given below. 1998. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and R are true but R is not the correct explanation of A. C. A is true but R is false. D. A is false but R is true. Answer A. Question 2. Q. How did Sultan Qutbuddin Aibak die? 2003. He was treacherously stabbed to death by one of his ambitious nobles. B. He was killed in battle with Tajuddin Yildiz, the ruler of Ghazni who entered into a contest with him over the capture of Punjab. C. He sustained injuries while besieging the fortress of Kalinjar in Bundelkhand and succumbed to them later. D. He died after a fall from his horse while playing Chogan. Answer D. Question 3. Q. After consolidating his power, Balban assumed the grand title of 1997. Today I Hind. B. Kaisar I Hind. C. Zilla Ilahi. D. Din I Ilahi. Answer C. On account of its natural boundaries, India has been safeguarded during most of its history from invasions. It was vulnerable only in the northwest. It was through the mountain passes of this area that the Turks, Huns, Scythians were able to penetrate into India. With the rise of Khwarezmi Empire, it appeared that a struggle for the mastery of North India was about to begin between the Khwarezmi rulers and the successors of Qutbuddin Aibak. Just then, an even bigger danger made its appearance. This was the arrival of Genghis Khan, the Mongol leader, who prided in calling himself the scourge of God. The Mongols destroyed the Khwarezmi Empire in 1220. 1. The Mongols and the problem of northwest frontier. Mongols deliberately used terror as an instrument of war. Whenever a city was surrendered and conquered, all the soldiers and large number of their chiefs were slaughtered, their women and children sold into slavery. 2. The Mongol threat to India appeared in 1221. After the defeat of the Khwarezmi ruler, the crown prince, Jalaluddin, fled and was pursued by Genghis Khan. Iltutmish, who was ruling India at that time, tried to appease the Mongols by politely refusing a request from Jalaluddin for asylum. 3. After the death of Genghis Khan in 1227, the mighty Mongol Empire was divided among his sons. During this period, the Mongols under Batu Khan overran Russia. However, till 1240 the Mongols desisted from making any encroachments in India beyond the river Indus. In 1241, Ter Bahadur, the commander of the Mughal forces in Herat, Ghor, Ghazni and Tukharistan, appeared before Lahore. In 1245, the Mongols invested Multan, and only a speedy march by Balban saved the situation. When Balban was busy dealing with the threat to his position from his rivals, the Mongols had an opportunity to capture and hold Lahore. Though, later Multan was recovered by Balban, but it remained under heavy Mongol pressure. Balban adopted a policy of both force and diplomacy. He repaired the forts of Bathinda, Sunam and Samana, and posted a strong force in order to prevent the Mongols from crossing the river Beas. Simultaneously, he sent diplomatic feelers to Halaku, the Mongol Khan of Iran and the neighboring areas. Balban tactfully agreed to leave the major portion of the Punjab under the Mongol control. Then Balban died in 1286. 4. The Mongols and the problem of northwest frontier. In 1292, Abdullah, a grandson of Halaku, advanced on Delhi with 150,000 horses. He was defeated by Jalaluddin Khilji near Balban's frontier line of Bathinda, Sunam etc. 5. In 1299, a Mongol force of 200,000 arrived to conquer Delhi. This was the first time the Mongols had launched a serious campaign to establish their rule over Delhi. Alauddin Khilji, who was ruling over Delhi, decided to face the Mongols outside Delhi. After some time, the Mongols withdrew without risking a full-scale battle. In 1303, the Mongols appeared again. Alauddin Khilji, who was campaigning in Rajputana, rushed back and fortified himself at his new capital, Siri, New Delhi. Finally, the Mongols retreated again, without having achieved again. 6. The Mongols and the problem of northwest frontier. In 1306, after the death of Dawa Khan, Mongols now ceased to be a threat to India, till a new conqueror Timur unified the Mongols. Taking advantage of the confusion among the Mongols, the rulers of Delhi were able to recover Lahore and in course of time, extended their control beyond the Jhelum. 7. Question 4. Q. The Mongols and the Genghis Khan invaded India during the reign of 2001. Balban. B. Feroz Tughlaq. C. Iltutmish. D. Mohammed bin Tughlaq. Answer C. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our email is hello@civilstep.com. Thank you. UPSC Civil Services Examination. Prelim Special. Previous year questions. Medieval History. Delhi Sultanate to Khilji and Tughlaq Dynasty. Topic-wise analysis of last 23 years medieval history questions. Chapter number of questions. 1. Delhi Sultanate, Mamluk Dynasty and Mongols 4. 2. Delhi Sultanate, 2. Khilji Dynasty and Tughlaq Dynasty 10. 3. Vijayanagar and Bahmani Kingdom 6. 4. Mughals and Afghans 28. 5. Marathas 6. 6. India in late 18th century 9. 7. Advent of Europeans 9. 8. Economic, social life, architecture and religious beliefs 14. Important medieval personalities 5. Background. After the death of Balban in 1286, there was again confusion in Delhi for some time. Balban's chosen successor, Prince Muhammad, had died earlier in a battle with the Mongols. Hence, a grandson of Balban was installed in Delhi. Many non-Turks, such as the Khiljis, had come to India at the time of the Ghurid invasion. 1. The Khiljis 1290-1320. The Khiljis 1290-1320. Origin. A group of Khilji nobles led by Jalaluddin Khilji, who had been the warden of the marches in the northwest and had fought many successful engagements against the Mongols, overthrew the incompetent successors of Balban in 1290. Khiljis did not exclude the Turks from high offices, but the rise of the Khiljis to power ended the Turkish monopoly of high offices. Jalaluddin Khilji. He ruled only for a period of 6 years. He was the first ruler of the Delhi Sultanate who put forward the view that state should be governed by the one who have support of the large majority in India. Since the majority of the people in India were Hindus, the state in India could not be a truly Islamic state. He also tried to gain the goodwill of the nobility by a policy of tolerance and avoiding harsh punishments. 2. Alauddin Khilji 1296-1316. He came to the throne by murdering his uncle and father-in-law, Jalaluddin Khilji. Alauddin won over most of his nobles and soldiers to his side by lavish use of gold. To overawe his opponents, Alauddin Khilji adopted methods of utmost severity and ruthlessness. He resorted to a wholesome massacre of the Mongols. Alauddin framed a series of regulations to prevent the nobles from conspiring against him. They were forbidden to hold banquets or festivities, or to form marriage alliances without the permission of the Sultan. But this proved to be harmful as old nobility was destroyed and the new nobility was taught to accept anyone who was sent throne of Delhi. This became apparent after Alauddin Khilji's death in 1316. Malik Kafur raised a minor son of Alauddin to the throne and imprisoned or blinded his other sons. Soon after this, Kafur was killed by the palace guards, and a Hindu convert Khusrau ascended the throne. However, in 1320, a group of officers led by Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq raised the banner of revolt. In a hard-fought battle outside the capital, Khusrau was defeated and killed. 3. Market policy and agrarian policy of Alauddin. He fixed the cost of all commodities from food grains to a needle and from costly imported cloth to slaves. For the purpose, he set up 3 markets at Delhi: one market for food grains, the second for costly cloth and the third for horses. Each market was under the control of Shana. 4. The Khiljis 1290-1320. In order to ensure a regular supply of cheap food grains, he declared that the land revenue in the Doab region would be paid directly to the state. To ensure that there was no hoarding, all the Banjaras were registered and their agents and family were held responsible for any violation. He kept very high punishment for charging a higher price or tried to cheat using false weights and measures. Control of the prices was important for Sultan. Good quality horses could only be sold to the state. He paid his soldiers in cash. He was the first Sultan in Sultanate to do so. 5. Malik Kafur. He led 2 campaigns in South India, first against Warangal in the Telangana area and the other against Dwarsamudra in modern Karnataka and Madurai, Tamil Nadu. 6. The Khiljis 1290-1320. Question 1. Q. Consider the map given below. 1995. The route indicated in the map was followed during the course of his military expedition by A. Chandragupta II, B. Harshvardhana, C. Rajendra Chola, D. Malik Kafur. Answer D. Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq established a new dynasty which ruled till 1412. The Tughlaqs provided 3 competent rulers: Ghiyasuddin, his son Muhammad bin Tughlaq 1324-51, and his nephew Firuz Shah Tughlaq 135,188. The first of these sultans ruled over an empire which comprised almost the entire country. After the death of Firuz, the Delhi Sultanate disintegrated and North India was divided into a series of small states. Although the Tughlaqs continued to rule till 1412, the invasion of Delhi by Timur in 1398 may be said to mark the end of the Tughlaq Empire. 1. The Tughlaqs 13,201,412. Muhammad bin Tughlaq. In some ways, Muhammad bin Tughlaq was one of the most remarkable rulers of his age. He was deeply read in religion and philosophy. He conversed not only with the Muslim mystics, but also with the Hindu yogis and Jain saints such as Jinaprabha Suri. He was also prepared to give high offices to people on the basis of merit, irrespective of whether they belonged to noble families or not. The most controversial step which Muhammad Tughlaq undertook was the transfer of the capital from Delhi to Deogir, which was renamed Daulatabad. But he soon found that just as he couldn't control the south from Delhi, he couldn't control north from Daulatabad. 2. Another step which Muhammad Tughlaq took at this time was the introduction of the token currency. He decided to introduce a bronze coin which was to have the same value as the silver tanka. As it was a new idea in India, it was difficult to induce the traders as well as the common man to accept it. That's why he had to exchange bronze coins with silver tanka and gold dinars. He also could not stop the forging of coins. Finally, Tughlaq decided to withdraw the token currency. The Moroccan traveler Ibn Battuta came to Delhi during the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq in 1333. 3. Muhammad Tughlaq had to contend the security of the frontiers. Although the Mongols by then become weak, but they were still strong enough to threaten the Punjab and the areas near Delhi. But Muhammad Tughlaq not only defeated the Mongols in a battle near the Jhelum, but also occupied Kulinor, and for some time his power extended up to Peshawar beyond the Indus. After coming back from Deogir, he also recruited a large army in order to occupy Ghazni and Afghanistan. 4. The Tughlaqs 13,201,412. He undertook a number of measures to improve agriculture. Right at the beginning of Muhammad Tughlaq reign, there was a serious peasant rebellion in the Gangetic Doab. A severe famine which ravaged the area for half a dozen years made the situation worse. The Sultan left the Delhi for 2.5 years and lived in a camp called Swargadwari, 100 miles from Delhi. After returning to Delhi, he launched a scheme to extend and improve cultivation in the Doab. He set up a separate department called Diwan-i-Amir-i-Kohi. 5. The scheme failed largely because the men chosen for the purpose proved to be inexperienced and dishonest. Finally, Muhammad bin Tughlaq died in 1351. On his death, Badoni made the comment that king was freed from his people and the people from his king. He was succeeded by his cousin, Firuz Shah Tughlaq. Because of the hot and hasty temperament of Muhammad Tughlaq and his tendency to give extreme punishments and also the bad decisions taken by him. 6. Firuz Shah Tughlaq 1351-1388. After his accession, he was faced with the problem of preventing the imminent breakup of the Delhi Sultanate. He adopted a policy of trying to appease the nobles, the army, the theologians, and asserted authority over only those areas which could be easily administered from the center. He therefore made no attempt to reassert his authority over South India and the Deccan. He was by no means a distinguished military leader, but his reign was a period of peace and of quiet development. Firoz extended the principle of heredity to the Ekta as well as to the army. He tried to win over the theologians by proclaiming that he was a true Muslim king and that the state under him was a truly Islamic state. He tried to ban practices which the theologians considered un-Islamic. Jisna became a separate tax during his time. 7. The Tughlaqs 13,201,412. He was the first ruler who took steps to have Hindu religious works translated from Sanskrit into Persian, so that there may be a better understanding of Hindu ideas and practices. He banned inhuman punishments. He was keenly interested in the economic improvements of the country. He set up a large department of public works. He repaired and dug a number of canals. The longest canal was about 200 which took off from the river Sutlej to Hansi. He ordered his officials that whenever they attacked a place, they should select handsome and well-born young boys and send them to Sultan as slaves. He gathered about 180,000 slaves. He died in 1388. Nasiruddin Mahmud 1394-1412 was the last ruler of the Tughlaq dynasty. 8. The Tughlaqs 13,201,412. Question 2. Q. Assertion A. Muhammad bin Tughlaq left Delhi and for 2 years lived in a camp called Swargadwari. Reason R. At that time, Delhi was ravaged by a form of plague and many people died. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. 2002. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and R are true but R is not the correct explanation of A. C. A is true but R is false. D. A is false but R is true. Answer A. Question 3. Q. The historian Biruni refused to consider the state in India under Delhi Sultans is truly Islamic because 2002. The majority of the population did not follow Islam. B. The Muslim theologists were often disregarded. C. The Sultan supplemented the Muslim law by framing his own regulations. D. Religious freedom was accorded to non-Muslims. Answer C. Question 4. Q. Assertion A. Mohammed bin Tughlaq issued a new gold coin which was called dinar by IBN by Twitter. Reason R. Mohammed bin Tughlaq wanted to issue token currency in gold coins to promote trade with West Asian and North African countries. Select the correct answer using the code given below. 2006. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and R are true but R is not the correct explanation of A. C. A is true but R is false. D. A is false but R is true. Answer C. Question 5. Q. The king was freed from his people and they from their king. On whose death did Biruni come with us? 1999. Balban. B. Alauddin Khilji. C. Mohammed bin Tughlaq. D. Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Answer C. Question 6. Q. The Sultan of Delhi who is reputed to have built the biggest networks of canals in India was 1998. Iltutmish. B. Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. C. Firoz Shah Tughlaq. D. Sikandar Lodi. Answer C. Question 7. Q. With reference to medieval Indian rulers, which one of the following statements is correct? 2002. Alauddin Khilji first set up a separate Aries department. B. Balban introduced the branding system of horses in his military. C. Mohammed bin Tughlaq was succeeded by his uncle to the Delhi throne. D. Firoz Tughlaq set up a separate department of slaves. Answer D. Question 8. Q. Who was the last ruler of the Tughlaq dynasty of the Delhi Sultanate? 2004. Firoz Shah Tughlaq. B. Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq Shah II. C. Nasiruddin Mahmud. D. Nasrat Shah. Answer C. Keyword meaning. Wikilaider head of Department of Slaves Iqta unit of Turkish Empire super provinces. Mukti holders of the Ikis Pargana unit of Sheikh. Sheikh's a unit of province. Amir head of Pargana. Mukadam's village headman. Khud smaller landlords. Ray people who enjoyed high standard of life DLM copper coin. Dunya cotton taras bo rahat Persian wheel. Keywords. Keyword meaning. Haram forbidden by Islamic law Aries I'm a Malik army minister. Alema Muslim scholars digital copper coin. Tantra silver coin. Perda Muslim practice of Whale Wazir political advisor. Qazi judge of Sharia court Zorbit state laws. Jahandari state based on secular considerations Jisna tax levied on non-Muslims Sharia Muslim law. Fawazil excess amount paid by the Iqtadars. Keywords. Central department function. Diwan-i Bandagan Department of Slaves Diwan-i Inch Department of Correspondence Diwan-i Risalat Department of Appeals Diwan-i Kazan-i Mamalik Department of Justice Diwan-i Arts Department of Military Diwan-i Ishtiaq Department of Pensions Diwan-i Amir-i Kohi Department of Agriculture Diwan-i Mustafraj Department of Riyas Diwan-i Kharid Department of Charity. Question 9. Q. Fawazil in the Sultanate period means 1998. Extra payment made to the nobles. B. Revenue assigned in lieu of salary. C. Excess amount paid to the exchequer by the Iqtadars. D. Illegal exactions extracted from the peasants. Answer C. Question 10. Q. Which of the following pairs is correctly matched? 2001. Diwan-i Bandigani, Tughlaq. B. Diwan-i Mustafraj, Balban. C. Diwan-i Kohi, Alauddin Khilji. D. Diwan-i Arabs, Mohammed Tughlaq. Answer A. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our email is hello@civilstep.com. Thank you. UPSC Civil Services Examination. Prelim Special. Previous year questions. Medieval History. The Vijayanagara and Bamani Kingdom. Topic-wise analysis of last 23 years medieval history questions. Chapter number of questions. 1. Delhi Sultanate, Mamluk Dynasty and Mongols 4. 2. Delhi Sultanate, 2. Khilji Dynasty and Tughlaq Dynasty 10. 3. Vijayanagara and Bamani Kingdom 6. 4. Mughals and Afghans 28. 5. Marathas 6. 6. India in late 18th century 9. 7. Advent of Europeans 9. 8. Economic, social life, architecture and religious beliefs 14. 9. Important medieval personalities 5. The Vijayanagara kingdom was founded by Harihara and Bukka of Sanrama dynasty in 1336. According to a legend, they had been the feudatories of the Kakatiyas of Varanal and later became ministers in the kingdom of Kambili in modern Karnataka. 1. Vijayanagara Empire. Sanrama dynasty, Harihara became the first ruler, and by 1346 the whole of Hoysala kingdom passed into the hands of the Vijayanagara rulers. Bukka succeeded his brother on the throne of Vijayanagara in 1356 and ruled till 1377. Clashes. In the south, its main rivals were the Sultans of Madurai. The struggle between Vijayanagara and Sultans of Madurai lasted for about 4 decades. In the north, Vijayanagara faced a full enemy in the shape of the Bamani kingdom. The Bamani kingdom came into existence in 1347. Its founder was Alauddin Hasan, also known as Hasan Bimhu. 2. Vijayanagara Empire. Sanrama dynasty 1336-1485, Suva dynasty 1485-1505, Puluva dynasty 1491-1570, Aravidu dynasty 1542-1646. Under Harihara II 1377-1406, Vijayanagara Empire embarked upon a policy of eastern expansion. He was able to maintain his position in the face of the Bamani-Varanal combination. He invaded Ceylon. Deva Raya I 1406-22 was defeated by the Bamani ruler Firoz Shah in 1407. He had to give his daughter in marriage to Firoz Shah. He defeated the Reddis of Kundaviru and recovered Udayagiri. In 1419, he defeated Firoz Shah. Deva Raya II 1422-1446 was the greatest ruler of the Sanrama dynasty. He began the practice of employing Muslims in the army. He was called Remedi Deva Raya. In his inscriptions, he has the title of Gajabi Tikra, the elephant hunter. Dimdima was his court poet. Abdul Razak of Persia visited his kingdom. Deva Raya II is the author of two Sanskrit works, Mahanataka Sudhanidhi and a commentary on the Brahmasutras of Badrayana. There was confusion in the Vijayanagara Empire after the death of Deva Raya II. Since the rule of primogeniture was not established, there was a series of civil wars among the contenders. After some time, the throne was usurped by the king's minister Suva Narasimha and the Suva dynasty was established. 3. 4. Suva dynasty. Suva Narasimha was the first king of the dynasty ruling from 1486-1491. He opened new ports on the west coast so that he could revive the horse trade, which had fallen into Bamani hands. Narasimha's eldest son, Timma Bhopa, was murdered by an army commander and one of Narasa's enemies in 1492. Vijayanagara Empire. So, Narasimha's youngest son, Narasimha Raya II, ascended his brother to the throne as king. He was enthroned as Imidi Narasimha. Veera Narasimha, 1503-04, the regent of Imidi Narasimha, usurped the throne after his assassination and laid the foundation of the Tuluva dynasty in 1505. 5. 6. Tuluva dynasty. Veera Narasimha had the title of Vijabala, 1505-09. After his brief reign, he was succeeded by his younger brother Krishna Deva Raya, who was the greatest ruler of the Vijayanagara Empire. Krishna Deva Raya, 1509-30 AD. Under him, Vijayanagara emerged as the strongest military power in the south. His conquests. He defeated the rebellious chiefs of Amittur, the Gajapatis of Orissa and Sultan Adil Shah of Bijapur. He successfully invaded Gulbarga and Bidar and restored the puppet Sultan Mahmud to the throne. To commemorate this act of restoration, he assumed the title of Yavanaraja Sthapanacharya. He conquered almost the whole of Telangana from the Gajapati king Pritipradra and the Sultan of Golconda. He maintained friendly relations with Albuquerque, the Portuguese governor whose ambassador Friar Luis resided at Vijayanagar. Vijayanagara Empire. Krishna Deva Raya was also a great patron of art and literature and was known as Andhra Bhoja. He was the author of the Telugu work Amuktamalira and one Sanskrit work Jambavati Kalyanam. His court was adorned by the Ashtadhyajas, the 8 celebrated poets, of whom Allasani Perana was the greatest. His important works include Manucharitam and Harikatha Saramsamu. Krishna Deva Raya also built the famous temples of Krishnaswamy, Hazara Ramaswamy and Vithalaswamy at his capital. Foreign travelers like Munis, Babazar and Pace speak of his efficient administration and the prosperity of his empire. 7. 8. After the death of Krishna Deva Raya, the struggle for succession followed among his relations. After the uneventful reigns of Achyuta Raya and Venkat, Sadashiva Raya ascended the throne in 1543. But the real power was in the hands of Ramaraja, the son-in-law of Krishna Deva. The Bamani rulers except Berar combined to inflict a crushing defeat on Vijayanagar in the Battle of Talikota or Rikshasatangari in 1565. This battle is generally considered to mark the end of the great age of Vijayanagara. Although the kingdom lingered on for almost 100 years under the Aravidu dynasty founded by Tirumala Raya with its capital at Penukonda, it came to an end in 1672. Vijayanagara Empire. Aravidu dynasty. Rama Raya, popularly known as Aliya Rama Raya, was the progenitor of the Aravidu dynasty of Vijayanagara Empire. Aliya Rama Raya and his younger brother Tirumala Deva Raya were sons-in-law of the great Vijayanagara Emperor Krishna Deva Raya. Rama Raya lacked royal blood of his own and to legitimize his rule he claimed vicarious connection with two of the most powerful empire of medieval India, the Western Chalukya Empire and the Chola Empire. Tirumala Deva Raya, 1565-1572 CE, he was the first crown king of the Vijayanagara Empire from the Aravidu dynasty. In 1570 he split the viceroyalty among his 3 sons. First son Sriranga I in Penukonda in charge of Telugu country. Second son Rama, father of Sriranga II in Srirangapatna in charge of the Kannada country. Third son Venkat, aka Venkat II in Chandragiri in charge of Tamil country. Penukonda was the capital of the empire. Venkatapati Raya, 1585-1614 CE, also known as Venkat II, he was the ruler of Vijayanagara Empire with bases in Penukonda, Chandragiri and Vellore. His reign of 3 decades saw a revival of the strength and prosperity of the empire. Around 1592, Venkatapati shifted his capital from Penukonda to Chandragiri, which was further south near the Tirupati hills. After 1604, he shifted capital from Chandragiri to Vellore Fort, which was used as a major base. 9. Vijayanagara Empire. The Bamani kingdom was founded by Alauddin Hasan in 1347. After his coronation, he assumed the title of Alauddin Hasan Baman Shah, 1347-58. It is from this title that the kingdom was called the Bamani kingdom. He established his capital at Gulbarg, which remained till 1424, after which the capital was shifted to Bidar by Ahmad Shah. In the Gulbarg phase, Tajuddin Firoz Shah, 13,971,422, was the greatest sultan. The most remarkable figure in the Bamani kingdom was Firoz Shah Bamani, 1397-1422. Firoz Shah Bamani, he was well acquainted with the religious sciences and was particularly fond of the natural sciences such as botany, geometry, logic, etc. He was well versed in Persian, Arabic, Turkish, Telugu, Kannada and Marathi. He was determined to make the Deccan the cultural center of India. The most remarkable step taken by Firoz Shah Bamani was the induction of Hindus in the administration on a large scale. He encouraged the pursuit of astronomy and built an observatory near Daulatabad. Ahmad Shah, 1422-1435 AD, he conquered the kingdom of Varanal. He changed his capital from Gulbarg to Bidar. 11. Bamani Kingdom. During his time, Raja Vodeyar founded the kingdom of Mysore. Venkatapati did not have a son, hence appointed Sriranga II, the son of his older brother Rama, as his successor. Sriranga III, 1642-1678-1681 CE, was the last ruler of the Vijayanagara Empire, who came to power in 1642 following the death of his uncle Venkat III. 10. Breakup of the Bamani Kingdom. 1. Bijapur state of Bijapur was founded by Yusuf Adil Shah in 1489 AD. Ibrahim, 1534-58, was the first Bijpuri ruler to replace Persian by Hindi. Deccani Urdu is the official language. Ibrahim II, 1580-1627, was affectionately called Jagadguru by his subjects. Muhammad Adil Shah lies buried in the Gol Gambas. Bijapur was annexed by Aurangzeb in 1686. 2. Ahmednagar, the founder of Nizam Shahi dynasty, was Ahmad Bahari in 1490. This was conquered by Shah Jahan in 1633. 3. Berar, the Ahmed Shahi dynasty of Berar was founded by Fatullah Ahmed ul Mulk in 1490 AD. The state had the shortest lifespan as it was annexed by Nizam Shahis in 1574 AD. 4. Golconda, the Qutub Shahi dynasty was founded by Ali Qutub Shah in 1518. Muhammad Quli was the founder of the city of Hyderabad. Aurangzeb annexed Golconda in 1687. 5. Bidar, the Barid Shahi dynasty was founded by Ali Barid in 1518. Bidar was later annexed by the Adil Shahis of Bijapur. 13. Bahmani Kingdom. 12. Muhammad Shah Al, he became the Sultan at the age of 9. Muhammad Gawan became the regent of the infant ruler. Under Muhammad Gawan's able leadership, the Bahmani Kingdom became very powerful. Muhammad Gawan, he improved the administration, systematized finances, encouraged public education, reformed the revenue system, disciplined the army and eliminated corruption. Then Muhammad Shah III came, who died in 1482. His successors were weak and the Bahmani Kingdom disintegrated into 5 kingdoms. Question 1. Q. Assertion A. Suva Narasimha put an end to the old dynasty and assumed the royal title. Reason R. He wanted to save the kingdom from further degeneration and disintegration. Select the correct answer using the code given below, 2003. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and R are true but R is not the correct explanation of A. C. A is true but R is false. D. A is false but R is true. Answer C. Question 2. Q. Consider the following statements. 2004. 1. Narasimha Suva ended the Sangama dynasty and seized the throne for himself and started the Suva dynasty. 2. Veera Narasimha deposed the last Suva ruler and seized the throne for himself. 3. Veera Narasimha was succeeded by his younger brother, Krishnadeva Raya. 4. Krishnadeva Raya was succeeded by his half-brother, Achyuta Raya. Which of the statements given above are correct? 1, 2 and 3, D, 2, 3 and 4, C, 1 and 4. D, 1, 2, 3 and 4, answer, D. Question 3. Q. Who of the following founded a new city on the south bank of a tributary to river Krishna and undertook to rule his new kingdom as the agent of a deity to whom all the land south of the river Krishna was supposed to belong? 2015. Amoghamisha the first, B. Ballala the second. C. Harihara the first. D. Pratapurudra the second, answer, C. Question 4. Q. Regarding the taxation system of Krishnadeva, the ruler of Vijayanagara, consider the following statements, 2016. 1. The tax rate on land was fixed depending on the quality of the land. 2. Private owners of workshops paid an industries tax. Which of the statements given above are correct? 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2, answer, C. Question 5. Q. When Raja Vodiyar founded the kingdom of Mysore, who was the ruler of the Vijayanagara Empire? 2006. Sadashiva, B. Tirumala, C. Ranga the second, D. Venkat the second, answer, D. Question 6. Q. Which one of the following Muslim rulers was hailed as the Jagadguru by his Muslim subjects because of his beliefs in secularism? 2000. Hussain Shah, B. Zainul Abidin, C. Ibrahim Adil Shah, D. Mahmud II. Answer, C. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our email at hello@civilstep.com. Thank you. UPSC Civil Services Examination. Prelim Special. Previous year questions. Medieval History. Mughal Empire Part 1. Topic-wise analysis of last 23 years medieval history questions. Chapter number of questions. 1. Delhi Sultanate, I. Mamluk dynasty and Mongols 4. 2. Delhi Sultanate, 2. Khilji dynasty and Tughlaq dynasty 10. 3. Vijayanagara and Bahmani kingdom 6. 4. Mughals and Afghans 28. 5. Marathas 6. 6. India in late 18th century 9. 7. Advent of Europeans 9. 8. Economic, social life, architecture and religious beliefs 14. Important medieval personalities 5. Background. Important changes took place in Central and West Asia during the 15th century. After the disintegration of the Mongol Empire in the 14th century, Timur united Iran and Turan under one rule once again. Timur died in 1405, but his grandson, Shahrukh Mirza, was able to keep intact a large part of his empire. The power of the Timurids declined rapidly during the second half of the 15th century. This provided an opportunity to two new elements to come to the forefront. From the north, a Mongol tribe, the Uzbeks, thrust into Transoxiana. Further to the west, a new dynasty, the Safavid dynasty, began to dominate Iran. They supported the Shiite sect among the Muslims and the Uzbeks on the other hand, were Sunnis. Further to the west of Iran, the power of the Ottoman Turks was growing. Thus the scene was set for the conflict of three mighty empires in Asia during the 16th century. 1. Reign of Babur. Rise of Babur. In 1494, at the young age of 12, Babur succeeded to Fargana, a small state in Transoxiana. Babur made a bid to conquer Samarkand. He won the city twice but lost it in no time on both occasions. The second time Uzbek chief, Shaibani Khan defeated Babur and conquered Samarkand. Soon, he overran the rest of the Timurid kingdoms in the area. This forced Babur to move towards Kabul, which he conquered in 1504. Then in a famous battle of 1510, Shah Ismail Shah of Iran defeated and killed Shaibani Khan. 2. Babur now made another attempt to recover Samarkand, this time with the help of Iranian forces. But Iranian generals wanted to treat Babur as the governor of an Iranian province rather than as an independent prince. Meanwhile, Uzbeks recovered rapidly from their defeat and they once again ousted Babur from Samarkand. These developments finally forced Babur to look towards India. 1. Conquest of India. Babur says that from the time he obtained Kabul, I had never ceased to think of the conquest of the Hindustan. Reasons. He was drawn to India by the lure of its wealth. India was the land of gold and riches. There was the meager income of Kabul. Babur could not provide well for his begs and kinsmen. 2. India's situation. The political in northwest India was suitable for Babur's entry into India. Sikandar Lodi had died in 1517 and Ibrahim Lodi had succeeded him. Ibrahim's efforts to create a large centralized empire had alarmed the Afghan chiefs as well as the Rajputs. One of the most powerful of the Afghan chiefs was Daulat Khan Lodi. In 1518-19, Babur conquered the powerful fort of Ghira. He then sent messages to Daulat Khan and Ibrahim. 3. Reign of Babur. Lodi, asking for the cessation of the areas which had belonged to Turks. But Daulat Khan detained Babur's envoy at Lahore and when Babur returned to Kabul, Daulat expelled his agent from Ghira. In 1520-21, Babur once again crossed the Indus and easily captured Berar and Sialkot, the twin gateways to Hindustan. Lahore also capitulated to him. But in 1525, Daulat Khan again ousted Babur's men from Sialkot and was marching on Lahore. At Babur's approach, the army of Daulat Khan melted away. Daulat Khan submitted and was pardoned. 1. The Battle of Panipat, the 20th of April 1526. A conflict with Ibrahim Lodi, the ruler of Delhi, was inevitable, and Babur prepared for it while marching towards Delhi. Ibrahim Lodi met Babur at Panipat with a force estimated at 100,000 men and 1,000 elephants. The battle raged for 2 or 3 hours, and Ibrahim Lodi was finally defeated. The Battle of Panipat is regarded as one of the decisive battles of Indian history. It broke the back of Lodi power and brought under Babur's control the entire area up to Delhi and Agra. The treasure stored up by Ibrahim Lodi in Agra relieved Babur from his financial difficulties. The rich territory up to Jaunpur also lay open to Babur. 2. 3. However, Babur had to wage 2 hard-fought battles, one against Rana Sanga of Mewar and the other against the eastern Afghans before he could consolidate his hold on this area. Reign of Babur. Lodi dynasty. The Lodi dynasty was an Afghan dynasty that ruled the Delhi Sultanate from 1451 to 1526. It was the last dynasty of the Delhi Sultanate and was founded by Bahlul Khan Lodi when he replaced the Sayyid dynasty. Sikandar Lodi. He founded Agra in 1504 and built mosques. He shifted the capital from Delhi to Agra. Ibrahim Lodi, 1517-1526, the youngest son of Sikandar, was the last Lodi Sultan of Delhi. Ibrahim was defeated in 1526 at the Battle of Panipat. This marked the end of the Lodi dynasty and the rise of the Mughal Empire in India led by Babur, 1526-1530. 1. Battle of Khanwa. Fought between Rana Sanga with Hasan Khan Mewati and Babur when March 16, 1527. Reason Babur wanted to extend his empire. Reason Rana Sanga was defeated. Babur's position in the Delhi-Agra region was secured. He further strengthened his position further by conquering forts of Gwalior, Dholpur etc. He also annexed large parts of Alwar from Hasan Khan Mewati. He led campaign against Medini Rai of Chanderi in Malwa. 2. Reign of Babur. Significance of Babur's advent into India. Kabul and Kandahar became integral parts of an empire comprising North India. This strengthened India's foreign trade since these two towns were the starting points for caravans meant for China in the east and the Mediterranean seaports in the west. In North India, Babur smashed the power of the Lodis and Rajput confederacy led by Rana Sanga. Babur introduced a new mode of warfare in India. Although gunpowder was known in India earlier, Babur showed what a skilled combination of artillery and cavalry could achieve. By his new military methods as well by his personal conduct, he re-established the prestige of the crown which had been eroded since Firuz Shah Tughlaq. 1. Babur was deeply learned in Persian and Arabic and is regarded as famous writer in Turkish language. As a prose writer, his autobiography, Tizuk-i-Baburi, is considered one of the classics of world literature. His other works include Masnavi. He was a keen naturalist and has described the flora and fauna of India in considerable detail. 2. Reign of Babur. Humayun succeeded Babur in December 1530 at the young age of 23. When Humayun ascended the throne at Agra, the empire included Kabul and Kandahar, while there was loose control over Badakhshan beyond the Hindu Kush mountains. Kabul and Kandahar were under the charge of Humayun's younger brother, Kamran. He named the city of Delhi as Dimpan. Sher Shah Suri, born Ferid Khan, was the founder of the Suri Empire in the northern part of the Indian subcontinent, with its capital in Sasaram in modern-day Bihar. An ethnic Pashtun, Sher Shah took control of the Mughal Empire in 1538. He first served as a private before rising to become a commander in the Mughal army under Babur and then the governor of Bihar. In 1537, when Babur's son Humayun was elsewhere on an expedition, Sher Shah overran the state of Bengal and established the Suri dynasty. After his accidental death in 1545, his son Islam Shah became his successor. During his 7-year rule from 1538 to 1545, he set up a new civic and military administration, issued the first rupiah from Tikka, and reorganized the postal system of the Indian subcontinent. He further developed Humayun's Dinpana city and named it Shergah and revived the historical city of Pataliputra as Patna. He extended the Grand Trunk Road from Chittagong in the frontiers of the province of Bengal in northeast India to Kabul in Afghanistan in the far northwest of the country. Humayun referred to him as Ustad-i-Badshahan, teacher of kings. 1. Humayun and Sher Shah Suri. Question 1. Q. Assertion A. The Battle of Khanwa was certainly more decisive and significant than the First Battle of Panipat. Reason R. Rana Sanga, the Rajput hero, was certainly a more formidable adversary than Ibrahim Lodi. Select the correct answer using the code given below. 2001. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and R are true but R is not the correct explanation of A. C. A is true but R is false. D. A is false but R is true. Answer A. Question 2. Q. Consider the following. 2015. The arrival of Babur into India led to the 1. Introduction of gunpowder in the subcontinent. 2. Introduction of the arch and dome in the region's architecture. 3. Establishment of Timurid dynasty in the region. Select the correct answer using the code given below. 1 and 2 only. B. 3 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3 answer B. Question 3. Q. Which one of the following is the correct chronological order of the Afghan rulers to the throne of Delhi? 2006. Sikandar Shah Ibrahim Lodi Balol Khan Lodi. B. Sikandar Shah Balol Khan Lodi Ibrahim Lodi. C. Balol Khan Lodi Sikandar Shah Ibrahim Lodi. D. Balol Khan Lodi Ibrahim Lodi Sikandar Shah answer C. Question 4. Q. Alam Khan, one of those who invited Babur to invade India was 2003. An uncle of Ibrahim Lodi was a pretender to the throne of Delhi. B. A cousin of Ibrahim Lodi who was ill-treated and expelled from the country. C. The father of Dilawar Khan to whom cruel treatment was meted out by Ibrahim Lodi. D. A high official in Punjab province who was very much discontented with Ibrahim Lodi's treatment. To his tribe answer A. Question 5. Q. To which Lodi Sultan does the given map relate and what town does the site marked on the map represent? 1999. Balol Lodi, Jaunpur. B. Sikandar Lodi, Aligarh. C. Ibrahim Lodi, Jaunpur. D. Ibrahim Lodi, Aligarh answer A. When Humayun died in 1556, Akbar was at Kulinor in the Punjab, commanding operations against the Afghan rebels there. He was crowned at Kulinor at the young age of 13 years. Circumstances when Akbar was crowned, Afghans were still strong beyond Gagra and were regrouping their forces under the leadership of Hemu. Kabul had been attacked and besieged. However, Bairam Khan, the tutor of the prince and a loyal and favorite officer of Humayun, rose to the occasion. He became the Wakil of the kingdom, with the title of Khan-e-Khanum and rallied the Mughal forces. 1. Reign of Akbar. Second Battle of Panipat. The Second Battle of Panipat was fought on November 5, 1556, between Raja Hemchandra Vikramaditya, Hemu, and forces of Mughal Emperor Akbar. Hemu had conquered the states of Delhi and Agra a few weeks earlier by defeating the Mughals led by Tari Beg Khan at the Battle of Delhi and proclaimed himself Raja Vikramaditya at the coronation in Purana Kila in Delhi. Akbar and his guardian Bairam Khan, who, after listening the news of losing Agra and Delhi, had marched to Panipat to reclaim the lost territories. In the battle, Hemu was hit by an arrow and he fainted. Mughals take advantage and captured Hemu and executed him. 2. 1556-1570, Akbar became independent of the regent Bairam Khan and other members of his domestic staff. Military campaigns were launched against the Suris and other Afghans, against the neighboring kingdom of Malwa and Gondwana, and to suppress the revolt of his half-brother Mirza Hakim and the Uzbeks. In 1568, the Sisodia capital of Chittor was seized, and in 1569 Ranthambore. 1570-1585 military campaigns in Gujarat were followed by campaigns in the east in Bihar, Bengal and Orissa. The Battle of Haldighati was a battle fought on the 18th of June 1576 between cavalry and archers supporting the Rana of Mewar, Maharana Pratap, and the Mughal Emperor Akbar's forces led by Mansi Nai of Amber. The Mughals were the victors and inflicted significant casualties among the Mewaris but failed to capture Pratap, who escaped. Akbar marched to Kabul in 1581, the first time an Indian ruler had entered this historic town. Akbar handed over Kabul to his sister before returning to India. 1585-1605, after settling the affairs of the northwest, Akbar turned his attention towards the affairs of the eastern and western India and the Deccan. Orissa, which was at that time under domination of Afghan chief, was conquered by Raja Mansingh. Mansingh also conquered Cooch Bihar and parts of East Bengal, including Dikcha. Campaigns in the Deccan started in Berar, Khandesh and parts of Ahmednagar were next. 1. Major campaigns of Akbar administration. Land revenue were instituted a new system called Daisala or Zabti system. Under the system, the average produce of different crops as well as the average prices prevailing over the last 10 years were calculated. 1/3 of the average produce was the state share. The state demand was in cash. The Zabti system is associated with Raja Todar Mal and is sometimes called Todar Mal's Bandobast. A number of other assessments were also followed under Akbar. The most common and the oldest was called Bitai or Dhala Bakshi. In this system, the produce was divided between the peasants and the state in fixed proportion. A third system which was widely used in Akbar's time was Nasar. It meant a rough calculation of the amount payable by the peasant on the basis of what he had been paying in the past. Also, in fixing the land revenue, continuity of cultivation was taken into account, Polish land which remained under cultivation almost every year. Parishing cultivated land. Chacha land which had been fallow for 2 to 3 years and if longer than that Banjar. He also introduced system to advance money to peasants by way of loans, takari, for seeds, implements, etc. 1. Reign of Akbar. Mansabdari system and the army. Akbar introduced a new system called Mansabdari system to organize the nobility as well as his army. Under this system, every officer was assigned a rank Mansab. The lowest rank was 10 and the highest was 5,000 for the nobles. Towards the end of the Akbar's reign, the highest rank a noble could attain was raised from 5,000 to 7,000, and two premier nobles of the empire, Mirza Aziz Koka and Raja Mansingh, were honored with the rank of 7,000 each. The ranks were divided into two Jat and Savar. Zat means personal. It fixed the personal status of a person and also the salary due to him. The Savar indicated the number of cavalrymen, Savars, a person was required to maintain. That system, great care was taken to ensure that the Savars recruited by nobles were experienced and well mounted. For this purpose, a descriptive role, Chehra, of the soldier was maintained and his horse was branded with the imperial marks. This was called Dak system. Ideally, for every 10 cavalrymen, the Mansabdars had to maintain 20 horses. This was so because horses had to be rested while on march and replacements were necessary in time of war. 1. 2. Organization of government. Hardly any changes were made by the Akbar in the organization of the local government. The Pargana and Sarkar continued as before. Reign of Akbar. Chief officers of Sarkar Faujdar in charge of law and order and Amal Guzar responsible for assessment and collection of the land revenue. The territories of the empire were divided into Jagir, Khalisar and Inam. They were responsible for all income and expenditure and held control over Khalisar, Jagir and Inam lands. Mir Bakshi, head of the military department. It was the Mir Bakshi and not the Diwan who was considered the head of the nobility. He was also the head of the intelligence and information agencies of the empire. Intelligence officers, barrets and news reporters, Vikya Navis, were posted to all parts of the empire. Mir Samani in charge of the imperial households. Judicial department was headed by the chief Qazi. This post was sometimes combined with that of the chief, Sadar, who was responsible for all charitable and religious endowments. In order to make himself accessible to the people as well as to the ministers, Akbar carefully divided his time. The day started with Jerokha, in which people assembled to get a glimpse of ruler and to present petitions. These petitions were attended in Darbar Divanayam. Separate time was allotted to ministers for private consultation called Ghusl Khana. 1. Reign of Akbar. Question 6. Q. The head of the military department under the recognized central machinery of administration during Akbar's reign was 1997. Divan. B. Mir Bakshi. C. Mir Saman. D. Bakshi. Answer. B. Question 7. Q. Assertion A. During the time of Akbar, for every 10 cavalrymen, the Mansabdars had to maintain 20 horses. Reason R. Horses had to be rested while on march and replacements were necessary in times of war. Select the correct answer using the code given below. 1999. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and R are true but R is not the correct explanation of A. C. A is true but R is false. D. A is false but R is true. Answer. A. Question 8. Q. Assertion A. Emperor Akbar marched towards Afghanistan in 1581 with a huge army. Reason R. He was on his way to reclaim his ancestral country of Fergana in Central Asia. Select the correct answer using the code given below. 2003. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and R are true but R is not the correct explanation of A. C. A is true but R is false. D. A is false but R is true. Answer C. Question 9. Q. In the given map, the shaded part represents Akbar's empire at a certain juncture. Stands for an independent country and D. Marks the site of a city. Which one of the following alternatives given all correct information? 1998. Akbar in 1557. Golconda. B. Lahore. B. Akbar in 1557. Khandesh. B. Multan. C. Akbar in 1605. Gondwana. B. Multan. D. Akbar in 1605. Gondwana. B. Lahore. Answer D. Question 10. Q. In medieval India, Mansabdari system was introduced mainly for 1996. Making recruitment to the army. B. Facilitating revenue collection. C. Ensuring religious harmony. D. Effecting clean administration. Answer D. Jahangir 1605-1627. He succeeded to the throne after the death of Akbar. Shortly after Jahangir's succession, his eldest son, Khusrau, broke out into rebellion. However, that proved to be short-lived. Jahangir defeated him at a battle near Lahore and soon afterwards he was captured and imprisoned. Major campaigns and events. Military campaigns started by Akbar continued. The Sisodia ruler of Mewar, Amar Singh, accepted Mughal service. Less successful campaigns against the Sikhs, their homes and Ahmednagar followed. In the last years of his reign, Prince Khurram, Shah Jahan, rebelled because Khurram had his own ambitions of which Jahangir did not approve of. The efforts of Nur Jahan, Jahangir's wife, to marginalize were unsuccessful. In 1612, Sir Thomas Roe visited the Mughal Emperor Nur ad Din Salim Jahangir R. 1605-1627 to arrange for a commercial treaty that would give the company exclusive rights to reside and establish factories in Surat and other areas. In return, the company offered to provide the emperor with goods and rarities from the European market. This mission was highly successful. Art. Jahangir was fascinated with art and architecture. Jahangir himself was far from modest in his autobiography when he stated his prowess at being able to determine the artist of any portrait by simply looking at a painting. Mughal painting reached its zenith under the reign of Jahangir. 1. Reign of Jahangir. 2. Question 11. Q. During the time of which Mughal Emperor did the English East India Company establish its first factory in India? 2008. Akbar. B. Jahangir. C. Shah Jahan. D. Aurangzeb. Answer D. Question 12. Q. With whose permission did the English set up their first factory in Surat? 2009. Akbar. B. Jahangir. C. Shah Jahan. D. Aurangzeb. Answer D. Question 13. Q. Mughal painting reached its zenith under 1996. Humayun. D. Akbar. C. Jahangir. D. Shah Jahan. Answer C. Question 14. Q. The loss of Kandahar was a big blow to the Mughal Empire from the viewpoint of 1998. Natural resources. B. Buffer territory. C. Communication. D. Strategic stronghold. Answer D. Question 15. Q. Bhakta Tukaram was a contemporary of which Mughal emperor? 2006. Babur. B. Akbar. C. Jahangir. D. Aurangzeb. Answer C. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our email at hello@civilstep.com. Thank you. UPSC Civil Services Examination. Prelim Special. Previous year questions. Medieval History. Mughal Empire Part 2. Topic-wise analysis of last 23 years medieval history questions. Chapter number of questions. 1. Delhi Sultanate, I. Mamluk Dynasty and Mongols 4. 2. Delhi Sultanate, 2. Khilji Dynasty and Tughlaq Dynasty 10. 3. Vijayanagar and Bahmani Kingdom 6. 4. Mughals and Afghans 28. 5. Marathas 6. 6. India in late 18th century 9. 7. Advent of Europeans 9. 8. Economic, social life, architecture and religious beliefs 14. Important medieval personalities 5. He succeeded to the throne in 1628 after the death of Jahangir. Although an able military commander, Shah Jahan is perhaps best remembered for his architectural achievements. The period of his reign is widely considered to be the golden age of Mughal architecture. Shah Jahan commissioned many monuments, the best known of which is the Taj Mahal in Agra, which entombs his wife Mumtaz Mahal. 1. Shah Jahan. He continued Mughal campaigns in the Deccan under Shah Jahan. The Afghan noble Khan Jahan Lodi rebelled and was defeated. Campaigns were launched against Ahmednagar, the Bundelas were defeated and Orchha seized. In the northwest, the campaign to seize bulk from the Uzbeks was unsuccessful and Kandahar was lost to Safavids. In 1632, Ahmednagar was finally annexed and Bijapur forced for peace. Shah Jahan's bulk campaign. Objective: to secure a friendly ruler in bulk and production which bordered Kabul, which helps in controlling the rebel Afghan tribes ruling near Ghazni and Khyber. Result: the Mughal campaign was, by all standards, a strategic failure. No territory was gained, no changes in ruling dynasty were made, and nothing of tangible benefit was acquired. 2. Major campaigns and events of the Shah Jahan. Towards the end of 1657, Shah Jahan was taken ill at Delhi. So, to avoid a conflict between his sons over succession, he decided to nominate Dara Shikoh as his successor. But these actions convinced the other princes of Shah Jahan's partiality to Dara. Battle of Dharwad, April 1658, it was fought between Dara Shikoh and younger sons of Shah Jahan I. Aurangzeb and Murad. Aurangzeb was victorious in this battle. After Dharwad, Dara made frantic efforts to seek allies. He approached Rana of Udaipur, but the Rana had already been won over by Aurangzeb. Thus, Dara failed to win over even the important Rajput Rajas to his side. Battle of Samavit, May 1658, between Dara Shikoh and Aurangzeb. Result: Dara Shikoh was defeated and he fled from Mughal Empire. Shah Jahan was besieged in the fort of Agra. Aurangzeb was declared the new Mughal emperor. Murad, ACC. To the terms of Aurangzeb's agreement with Murad, the kingdom was to be partitioned between the two. But Aurangzeb had no intention of sharing the empire, hence he treacherously imprisoned Murad and sent him to the Gwalior jail. He was killed 2 years later. 3. Aurangzeb. Question 1. 2. The shaded area in the below map shows the empire of 2001. Alauddin Khilji. B. Muhammad Tughlaq. C. Shah Jahan. D. Aurangzeb. Answer C. Question 2. Q. The motive behind Shah Jahan's bulk campaign was 2002. A secure, friendly ruler in bulk and production which bordered Kabul. B. Conquer Samarkand and Fargana, the Mughal homelands. C. Fix the Mughal frontier on the scientific line, the Amur barrier. D. Expand the Mughal empire beyond the subcontinent. Answer A. Question 3. Q. Assertion A. During the reign of Shah Jahan, Dara Shikoh was sent on expedition to Balkha, Badaksan and Kandahar. Reason R. The expedition sent by Shah Jahan to the Middle East was a marvelous success. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. 1998. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and R are true but R is not the correct explanation of A. C. A is true but R is false. D. A is false but R is true. Answer C. Question 4. Q. The Battle of Dharmit was fought between 2003. Muhammad Ghori and Jaychand. B. Babur and Afghans. C. Aurangzeb and Dara Shikoh. D. Ahmad Shah Durrani and the Marathas. Answer C. Question 5. Q. How did the dynasty of Nizam Shahis of Ahmednagar come to an end? 2004. Ahmednagar was annexed into Mughal Empire and Hussain Shah was consigned to life. Imprisonment. B. Mughal troops destroyed Daulatabad fort and killed Nizam ul Mulk of Ahmednagar. C. Fateh Khan usurped the throne from Nizam ul Mulk. D. Malik Amba was defeated in a battle with Mughals in 1631 and the entire royal family was killed by the Mughal troops. Answer A. Question 6. Q. Which one of the following pairs is not correctly matched? 1999. Jahangir, William Hawkins. B. Akbar, Sir Thomas Rope. C. Shah Jahan, Trevor. D. Aurangzeb, Menuchi. Answer assignment question. Question 7. Q. How did the Mughal Emperor Jahandar Shah's reign come to an early end? 2003. He was deposed by his vizier. B. He died due to a slip while climbing down steps. C. He was defeated by his nephew in a battle. D. He died of sickness due to too much consumption of wine. Answer C. Question 8. Q. Nastaliq was 1996. A Persian script used in medieval India. B. A raga composed by Tansen. C. A cess levied by the Mughal rulers. D. A manual code of conduct for the ulamas. Answer A. Calligraphy, the art of handwriting, was considered a skill of great importance. It was practiced using different styles. Akbar's favorite was the Nastaliq, a fluid style with long horizontal strokes. It is written using a piece of trimmed reed with a tip of 5-10 mm called kalam, dipped in carbon ink, syahi. Source: NCERT Class 12, Themes in Indian History Part 2, Theme 9 Kings and Chronicles, page 2 to 8. 1. Question 8. Question 9. Q. In Indian history, who was Abdul Hamid Lahori? 2006. An important military commander during Akbar's reign. B. An official historian of the reign of Shah Jahan. C. An important noble and confidant of Aurangzeb. D. A chronicler and poet during the reign of Muhammad Shah. Answer B. Question 10. Q. Prem Vatika, Poems on the Life of Krishna, was composed by 1996. Bihari. B. Surdas. C. Rustan. D. Kabir. Answer C. Question 11. Q. The medieval Indian writer who refers to the discovery of America is 1997. Malik Muhammad Jayasi. B. Amir Khusrau. C. Rustan. D. Abul Fazl. Answer D. Question 12. Q. Consider the following statements. 1998 Harris were those troopers who 1. Offered their services singly. 2. Did not attach themselves to any chief. 3. Has the emperor as their immediate colonel. 4. Attached themselves to mirzas. Of these statements, 1, 3 and 4 are correct. B. 1, 2 and 3 are correct. C. 2 and 3 are correct. D. 1 and 4 are correct. Answer B. As we have noted, the cavalry was the principal arm of the Mughal army and the Mansabdars provided the overwhelming proportion of it. In addition to the Mansabdars, the Mughal emperors used to entertain individual troopers called Ahadis. The Ahadis have been called gentlemen troopers and received much higher salaries than other troopers. They were highly trusted corps, being recruited directly by the emperors. They were their own master. An Ahadi mustered up to 5 horses, though sometimes 2 of them shared a horse. The duties of the Ahadis were of miscellaneous character. Most clerks of the imperial offices, the painters of the court, the foremen in the royal karkhanas belonged to this corps. In addition to the Ahadis, the emperors maintained a corps of royal bodyguards, balashahis and armed palace guards. 1. Question 12. Question 13. Q. Which among the following ports was called Babul Makkah, date of Makkah, during the Mughal period? 2001. A Calicut. B. Broj. C. Cambay. D. Surat. Answer D. Surat in Gujarat was the emporium of western trade during the Mughal period along with Cambay and somewhat later Ahmedabad. Surat was the gateway for trade with West Asia via the Gulf of Hormuz. Surat has also been called the gate to Makkah because many pilgrim ships set sail from here. Source: NCERT Class 7, Up Past 2. Chapter 6, Towns, Traders and Craftspersons, page 84. 1. Question 13. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our email at hello@civilstep.com. Thank you. UPSC Civil Services Examination. Prelim Special. Previous year questions. Medieval History. The Marathas. Topic-wise analysis of last 23 years medieval history questions. Chapter number of questions. 1. Delhi Sultanate, I. Mamluk Dynasty and Mongols. 4. 2. Delhi Sultanate, 2. Khilji Dynasty and Tughlaq Dynasty. 10. 3. Vijayanagar and Bahmani Kingdom. 6. 4. Mughals and Afghans. 28. 5. Marathas. 6. 6. India in late 18th century. 9. 7. Advent of Europeans. 9. 8. Economic, social life, architecture and religious beliefs. 14. Important medieval personalities. 5. Background. Marathas had important positions in the administrative and military system of Ahmednagar and Bijapur and that their power and influence in the affairs of government had grown as the Mughals advanced towards the Deccan. Both the Deccani Sultans and the Mughals made a bid for their support. But Marathas did not have any large, well-established states as the Rajputs had. The credit for setting up such a large state goes to Shaji Bhonsle and his son, Shivaji. By the Treaty of 1636, Shaji yielded the territories he was dominating. He joined the service of Bijapur and turned his energies to Karnataka. This forms the background to Shivaji's attempt to carve out a large principality around Pune. 1. Maratha Empire. Shaji had left the Pune Jagir to his minor son, Shivaji. Shivaji showed his mettle at the age of 18. He overran a number of hill forts near Pune Rajgarh, Kundana and Torna in the year 1645-47. In 1674, Shivaji crowned himself formally at Raigad. The formal coronation had a number of purposes. It placed him on a pedestal much higher than any of the Maratha chiefs. A formal declaration was also made by the priest that Shivaji was a high-class Kshatriya. As an independent ruler, it now became possible to enter into treaties with Deccan. 2. Shivaji. In 1676, he undertook a bold new venture. With the aid and support of his brothers, Madina and Kannad Hyderabad, Shivaji undertook an expedition into the Bijpuri, Karnataka. Shivaji was given a grand welcome by the Qutbi Shah at his capital and a formal agreement was arrived at. The Qutbi Shah agreed to pay a subsidy of 1 lakh Khans annually to Shivaji and a Maratha ambassador was to live at his court. The treaty was very favorable of Shivaji and enabled him to capture Jinji and Vellore from Bijpuri officials and also to conquer much of the territories held by his half-brother, Ekoji. 3. Shivaji had assumed the title of Hendavat Dharmodharak, protector of the Hindu faith. Shivaji's system of administration was largely borrowed from the administrative practices of the Deccan states. He designated 8 ministers called the Ishtapradhan, O Peshwa, Prime Minister, O Amartya or Mazumdar, Finance Minister, O Vikya Navis, like a Home Minister, O Sumant or Dabir, dealing with the outsiders, O Sachiv, the official correspondence, O Pandit Rao, the official religious officer, O Sahai Nabuat, Army Affairs. 4. Maratha Empire. 5. There were 8 subordinate officials to support the above and they were known as Diwan, Mazumdar, Fadnavis, Daftarar, Karkhani, Chitanis, Jamdar and Potnas. He preferred giving the cash salary to his officials. Until now the revenue collection was the job of the Kulkarnis and Pitals and the officer was hereditary. Shivaji changed the system and the revenue collection was not now a hereditary job. Shivaji strictly regulated the Mirisdas, those who had the hereditary rights in land. Later Mirisdas grew and strengthened themselves by building strongholds and castles in the villages. Shivaji destroyed their bastions and forced them to surrender. Shivaji supplemented his income by levying a contribution which came to be 1/4 of the land revenue, began to be called Chotai or Chot. Shivaji was not only a deserving general and a skillful strategist, but he was also a shrewd diplomat and laid the foundation of a strong state by curbing the power of the Deshmukhs. 6. Shivaji had 2 sons, Sambhaji and Rajaram. Sambhaji, the elder son, was very popular among the courtiers. He got involved in politics at a very young age of 9. He was a very learned prince and had written literary works like Budbhushanam at the age of 14. Major conquests. His first big achievement was the raid at Burhanpur, the beloved city of Aurangzeb. Sambhaji collected huge ransom and plundered the city but ordered his soldiers not to touch any women, children or any mosque. Maratha Empire. Portuguese. Sambhaji defeated the Portuguese and Chikka Deva Ray of Mysore with the help of the supreme commander of the Maratha forces Hambirao. Portuguese were very much afraid of Sambhaji. The Portuguese colony of Goa at that time provided supplies to the Mughals, allowed them to use the Portuguese ports in India and pass through their territory. In order to deny this support to the Mughals, Sambhaji undertook a campaign against Portuguese Goa in late 1683, storming the colony and taking its forts. After the downfall of Bijapur and Golconda by the Aurangzeb in 1686-87 campaign, he concentrated all his forces against the Marathas. In 1686, Shamhaji was attacked at his secret hideout at Sangameshwar by a Mughal force. He then was executed by the Mughal forces. 7. Upon Sambhaji's death, his half-brother Rajaram assumed the throne. The Mughal siege of Raigad continued, and he had to flee to Vishalgad and then to Jinji for safety. From there the Maratha raided Mughal territory, and many forts were recaptured. In 1697, Rajaram offered a truce but this was rejected by Aurangzeb. Rajaram died in 1700 at Sinhagad. His widow, Tarabai, assumed control in the name of her son, Ramraja, Shivaji II. She led the Maratha against the Mughal, and by 1705 they had crossed the Narmada river and entered Malwa, then in Mughal possession. As Shivaji II was not capable to rule, many Maratha nobles, mainly Dhanaji Jadhav, defected to Shahu's side. 8. Maratha Empire. After Aurangzeb's death in 1707, Shahu, son of Sambhaji and grandson of Shivaji, was released by Bahadur Shah I, the new Mughal emperor. Upon release, Shahu immediately claimed the Maratha throne and challenged his aunt Tarabai and her son. Shahu appointed Dhanaji Jadhav as the supreme commander of the Maratha forces and Bhairoji Pindal as Peshwa. Later Balaji Vishwanath and his descendants were appointed as Peshwas of the empire. During this era, Peshwas belonging to the Bhatt family controlled the Maratha army and later became the facto rulers of the Maratha empire after the death of Shahu in 1749. 9. Balaji Vishwanath. Shahu appointed Peshwa Balaji Vishwanath in 1713. His first major achievement was the conclusion of the Treaty of Lonavala in 1714 with Kanoji Andre, the most powerful naval chief on the western coast. Kanoji Andre later accepted Shahuji as Chhatrapati. In 1719, an army of Marathas marched to Delhi after defeating Saeed Hussain Ali, the Mughal governor of Deccan, and deposed the Mughal emperor. The Mughal emperors became puppets in the hands of their Maratha overlords from this point on. 10. Maratha Empire.